Okay. All right. You know what? I want to share this. I've been sharing a lot of stuff on here.
Yeah.
With each person. Something new.
Sure.
But so I haven't been in a relationship for 3 years, going on 4. And for myself, after I got out my last one, I was like, you know what? I don't think that I want that anymore for myself. At that particular time, and even going on 3 plus, I still have that same sentiment. It's because now that I feel I want to be more grounded into developing something, leaving behind like legacy, building up a brand, and pursuing different content avenues. To where it's like I feel like if I were to get with a woman, I like I said, I probably wouldn't be the best, nor would I think I would give her enough to actually be around. I've been in situations where people have been like, you don't seem like that affectionate. I'm not.
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, yo, what do you mean? You're the best business person.
I'm working on it.
Don't worry, the ladies, they'll be coming. They'll be coming.
Yeah, man. So
They're probably already here.
Hey, man.
They be here, and they'll wait.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Because you're on your thing, and they love it.
Yeah. So that's what, and that's what I'm about. I just want to build, right? And for me to go to take a step back and then try to say and juggle, I do feel like a relationship is something you got to work at, especially during the starting rounds of it. It's something you really gotta be there. You gotta be present. You gotta let them know that you're present, and then as you develop and get into your grooves and ebbs and flows of things, then you're able to, not to say step back, but things kind of work like a 500, Fortune 500 type of thing.
Yeah.
Certain
It's
part,
automated.
Yeah, it's automated.
Things,
like if you continue to do what you do, it's like automated. Like certain things are in place for people to feel secure. There's a routine going on, right?
Yes.
But like right now, it's kind of like someone might get around me, and it's like I'm not quite sure what mental spaces they're in. I'm not trying to like they might be on some above and beyond, and I'm like I'm not that, and I don't drink either. So I don't drink either. I don't smoke either. And so I think the fundamental like dating aspect of like the 20 somethings
it's not
something for me. I'm not going to contribute to buying drinks for you because I don't buy drinks. I'm not going to buy for you.
Exactly.
And eating out, and I have a thing about just eating out with people I don't know. It's like why I don't want to pay for a meal for you. Not just I don't want to break bread with you. In certain cultures that seem as either if I was in Asia I'd break bread over business.
Yeah.
If I was Italian, I would break bread over like your union, business all.
Yeah, you're like, what is this about?
Yeah,
it's not meaningless to you. It means something.
Exactly. So I rather do like an activity, like go bowling or something like that. Walk,
I love walking.
Yeah,
that's good.
Walk. See, the thing is, I'd rather just walk and talk, and we can figure each other out from there. I'm not gonna like how much is a meal and then how long is a meal. It's like we're gonna get there, we're gonna leave, and it's like, all right, what we doing? What we doing? What we doing? But yeah, that's my mindset on just pursuing relationships at this time. I mean, a lot of people have different, and also a lot of people have different, I guess aptitudes of like love, to where they're able to balance work and love, and it works perfectly for them. And then other moments is that, we have people like ourselves. It's like,
But I'm like, no, I need to get some work done first. I'm not going to feel satisfied relaxing with you.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool talking to you for like, the first, 48 hours, but I'm busy, man.
I just can't chill right now.
Yeah, I can't. I'll catch you next week. And then I'll let you know when I'm free, That's how I look at it. All right, so I'm glad that we got that out the way. So now a bundle of everything that has been going on in your life, you've been going through, the tiers of life and your career and inside the field that you want to be in, proving family wrong, getting rid of the leeches, and being self-aware enough to know that, you don't want to be in a relationship. Now, how does all of that bundle up into what we call like your mental, strain or health? Like, where is they at right now with their mental health?
My mental health is the best. It's been a really long time, actually. I recently went on a trip. I went to London for like a few weeks in August. And before I left, I had an apartment downtown. Before I left, I moved out of that apartment and I got rid of everything except for what I was taking to London. Sold all my furniture. Like, my winter stuff I just packed away and like left with like my dad. But like everything I took, like I'm like, this is all I have. Like this is all I have in my life. And I came back and I'm with my mom right now. But it feels so good to just be light and like to not have possessions to think about or be responsible for, or like
You're like a nomad, but stationary.
Yeah, I'm stationary right now. Like I'm planning on immigrating to the UK soon. So I'm just not trying to acquire possessions or even like space here. I'm just passing through. It's been nice though. I'm like going to the gym a lot. That's all there is to do out here in this area.
Yeah,
There's not much to do. No, I don't really like partying, so it's perfect. Like I love like the nature and just like walking. You know,
you gotta soak more of the nature in before it gets cold. But
of
you
course.
have winter nature.
Yeah,
winter nature.
I'm not into that stuff.
Not into winter nature?
Nope. Find me in the Caribbean this winter.
There we go.
I'm not into
what
snow.
particular island would you be on?
My dad's from Barbados, and I really like it there.
Okay.
I was thinking of going there if everything works out the way I want it to. I'll be there.
They say I don't know. One of the B countries, either Barbados or Bahamas, their currency is like equivalent to like the American dollar or something like that.
Yeah. Barbados is pretty, it's not cheap. Like, I wouldn't say it's like Mexico. It's pretty fair still. Yeah, it's pretty close. But yeah, it's beautiful there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get you that timeshare out in Barbados. Did they do timeshares out there?
I don't know. I'm not staying there.
All right, so so I'm glad that you were able to say your best mental state you've been in right now, but you had low points before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how were those low points for you, if you don't mind,
Low points are usually when I isolate myself. Like I don't usually like to share that energy with other people. I probably have at some point accidentally spewed some of it into my public life. But I usually just have a lot of alone time when I'm feeling low because I don't like to show up if I'm not feeling my best. I just feel bad. I'm like, oh, that's their impression they're going to have of me and my whole everything. I just think like, behaving badly, just like one little moment could just ruin a lot of hard work. So I try to just be by myself, which I do really enjoy if I'm not feeling well. So
would you label yourself an introvert or extrovert?
I don't know, actually. People would say I'm an extrovert based on how they receive me, but I think that's just because I'm an actor. And I know that I'm specifically trying to be received a certain way, so I know how to act to get the result I want. But if it was up to me, like I told you, I have one friend. Like I don't like.
They say the less friends that you have, you're able to create more meaningful bonds with people.
Yes.
People who have a lot of friends, how are you technically able to create a lot of ties?
Yeah, I don't have that much energy to give to somebody, like quality energy. Like I could give like trash energy to thousands of people.
How would that make you feel?
Kind of empty and very lonely, even though apparently I have so many friends, So I think it's better to just focus that energy on less people, and you will receive a richer relationship that feels like so much company. Yeah. Because it's like a deep connection.
Okay. All right. So how do you I guess deal with like pitfalls? Because I know that there's ups and downs with life, and it's not what gets you down. It's what gets you up.
For sure. There's the hero's journey, which is what I always think about. Like literally every story has a hero's journey. There's, hero is born, hero finds issue, hero goes on mission to solve issue, hero meets person who helps them solve problem. They're resolved, and you keep doing it again and again. So like I know with every high, I'm like, there's going to be a low again, but that low is going to be higher than this last high. Like, think about that. Like, when I reach, like, depressive moods now, I'm like, yo, but remember your depressive mood 3 years ago? That was actually bad. Like, you literally had nothing, and you were just but because of the foundation you built up and because of the life you've built for yourself now, this low is, like, still a pretty good time. Like, it's not bad. So the more I grow and more growth in my life, like, I just see that my lows are getting higher. And then eventually I'll just be laughing at everything when I'm rich and famous.
There we go. That's what it is. I get down, but I like to say, I stay up.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming around me. He's like, oh, you're always so optimistic. It's like, why? There's other ways I could be, but like, why not, shoot for this? And if, I'm slightly under, then it doesn't really seem that bad, right?
Yeah, shoot for the moon.
Yeah,
Land amongst the stars.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that the stars are a lot higher than the moon, so it would be kind of like shoot for the stars, land for the moon. Wouldn't that practically make sense?
I mean, like, you shoot for the moon because we all know the moon, and the moon is very popular and cool. But like, you could end up finding a star that is just your star.
Yeah.
And it could be higher than the moon for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like a more private place.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Like, there's things that are actually better than being like famous. Like being very wealthy, or I would say comfortable, and having a private life. That probably feels really amazing. I think I want that.
Yeah, I know that one of the guests I had on here, Nick Wavy, he spoke on just pulling himself back from YouTube and just really being the entrepreneur guy behind his businesses that he started up, because he just felt like, you know, being in front of you just, you know, it got to him a little bit.
Yeah, people are constantly critiquing you and analyzing you. Like, sometimes I look at the comments on, like, when I have a campaign that's like public, and I'll see it in my own timeline just scrolling. I'll see the comments that people leave, and like, it really affects you, because like, these are people that have never met you, will probably never meet you, don't know you, and they're judging you.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but you're like, you have to disassociate. You're like, oh, it's not me though. It's an idea of me. I'm just representing something. This is not me they're judging. It's, you know, what I did.
How does that I'm pretty sure what different comments really get to you, but yeah.
Yeah, like I honestly don't keep them in my head, so I can't even say.
Yeah.
Like I literally see it and I just get rid of it right away because it's trash. It doesn't mean anything, you know, and I can't validate that energy.
So how do you feel as you continue to grow and your face becomes more recognizable? How do you feel like you'll be able to deal with that, or ways of dealing with that, or you're not thinking that far, you know?
I mean, I still don't know how to deal with it. Like I have people like recognize me in weird places, and I think they have like.
You ever get anyone introduce themselves to you in the washroom? Has that ever happened to you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Weird places, like where I thought it was at I don't know. I just thought it was somewhere where I've never seen anybody before. You know when you go somewhere and you're like, I've never met anybody in this crowd before, and then somebody says, "Oh yeah, aren't you da 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 da?" And then everyone in the room looks at you and you're like. And they're like, yeah, you did da 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 da. I seen this and I seen that, and then everyone's looking at you different, and you're like, oh, I was just chilling in this room and nobody was talking to me, but now you want to talk to me, like, it's just I don't like that part. But yeah.
I remember when I used to work at IKEA, someone recognized me because I had an interview with Ram Riddles.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was working at IKEA. I was a cashier too, man. Let me tell you, I felt like, yo, I gotta quit, bro.
I gotta leave.
Yo, I was like, man, because yo, you did the interview with Ram Riddles. I'm like. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I was like, keep Christian. It was like, because I was at myself. I was like, man, I'm kind of embarrassed working here, man. I was like, what am I doing here? But yeah, and then life goes on. You know, grind. I mean, there's a rapper named BFP the Pac-Man, and he works as a mail courier, but he also has some viral videos as a rapper.
Wow.
He says he's not going to quit his job until he makes about $50 million in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, it's not like he's necessarily working like in a storefront where you can see him. He's a mailman, so he's passing out mail.
That's cool.
You may or may not see him. You know, doesn't matter. How often do you really see the mailman?
I don't.
Exactly. You know. I mean, yeah. I think that's the best job as a rapper.
Just keep going.
Yeah, best job. Either you become a mailman or you work in a warehouse like overnight, and no one really gonna know you.
Yeah.
Until you pop off.
Yeah. I kind of experienced a little level of, I don't know if it was my pride or like embarrassment I was feeling, but like I felt one of the things that pushed me to get really good at what I do now is that I didn't want to have to go back to like working somewhere after people had seen me do a certain thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't go back now.
Yeah.
Oh, my coworkers, like I remember I was working at the mall. I was working at Oakenfort when my first like mall campaign came out. So my coworkers went on lunch break and they like, we saw a campaign in the store down there and it's huge and like it's you, and I was like, can't work here anymore. Yeah. Shortly after I got fired, actually, because they realized I skipped work that day to shoot that campaign. So, I was like, I can't be here anymore. Yeah. Like, it's just like, you know, when you're just become, I'm gonna say overqualified, but like, I was like, reached my ceiling. Yeah. So that's crazy. No going back.
That's honestly forward. Crazy. That's crazy that you got fired for actually making money.
Yeah. I had to ditch work because I was like, I'm going to make more in this one day than I'll make an entire month and a half here. Yeah. So.
Peace out. Yeah. Let me get my money, man. They're hating. You know what we call that? We call that player hating.
It's okay.
Yeah, they call that player hating. We don't hate on people getting money. Man.
It's all right though. It's all right. You know, they're building someone else's business up, right?
Yeah.
So rules gotta be. If it was my business, I'd be mad too. I'd be like, you're fired. Get out. She can't cheat on me with, you know what I mean? Like your own business.
Okay.
You cheat on me with your business.
Okay.
Like you're here for my business.
All right. Funny enough is that well the guest I had before you, his name is Mr. KOA, and he was working inside a corporate insurance company, and he started to develop his skills during photography and videography and things like that, and he started to see his business and brand start to grow more and more, and he said he knew that it was time to quit when he was inside the office working on his stuff more than working on the business stuff.
Yeah.
And so when he finally put in his notice to quit, the boss was like, I know, you gotta go.
We
see it. We see it. So it's like, yeah, that type of, sometimes people understand. It's like, oh, wow, I'm seeing you grow into your own self while working for me. And it was like, hey, if you love something, let it go.
Yeah, you have to.
It probably is not going to come back because it's real life. But that's the great thing about it. It's like, all right, you at least I got you at your best right before you're about to.
Yeah.
What's that called? The maggot or the cocoon? What's the
Oh.
caterpillar? The caterpillar.
It's a cocoon.
Yeah, the caterpillar that turned the cocoon that was about to turn into the butterfly. At least I got you at that point. You know, that's how I look at it. Positive looking at it. Yeah. So, Day, we've gone through your whole. Not to say, I don't know if we went through your whole life within a condensed version of sorts.
We hit the hot points.
We hit the hot points, as like a synopsis.
Yes.
Yeah. So I appreciate having this conversation with you, talking about how you first initially wanted to be inside the career that you're ultimately in, didn't deviate from the path. You shaked off all the the leeches. You proved people that you had a solid vision, and then you didn't remain steadfast and got to where you want to go. There's one thing I want to lead you off with. The saying that I've been saying for the past couple days, and it's tough trials are necessary to establish the truth. And you have went through tough trials, no?
Yes.
And the truth is that you belong here.